Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 15, text number 12. Yad aditya gatam tejo jagad bhasayate khilam Yachandramasi Yachagnau Tattejo Vidhimamakam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First of all, thank you all for joining. So we'll do 3 verses today, 12, 13, and 14. And from these 3 verses, we will understand how Krishna is very important in our lives. What exactly does he do for us? It is because of him that we are alive. It is because of him that we are able to breathe, we are able to digest our food, etc. Now, in this verse that we read today, just now, he is explaining his opulences. And we can understand that it'll be almost impossible to be alive without sunshine, without air. Of course, we will die. If we cannot breathe air, we will definitely die. Without moon also, it will be very difficult because we are dependent on the moon as well, because the moon is the moonshine is what gives good taste to the vegetables. Fire is also necessary, you see. So it's very important to understand that Krishna is most important in our lives. Without him, we cannot exist. You know, a child may look at the plane going and may think that, the plane is flying on its own. But is that true? No, it's not true, because for the plane to fly, there has to be a pilot, someone who is controlling the flight. The child may think, but an intelligent person knows that there is someone flying that plane. Similarly, the intelligent people understand that this whole creation which is there, it is being run by somebody. That is the creator. So with the help of knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, we can understand that Krishna is a cause of all causes. Now, when we see the moon, when we see the sun, or when we use fire or electricity, do we think about Krishna? Probably not. If we do, that means we are conscious of him. You see? So if we can be conscious of Krishna all the time, then our life will be successful, because the final examination, which is the time of death, is when we will need that consciousness, that Krishna consciousness. We will need that, because if we are not conscious all our life, then at the time of death, we won't remember him. And then we'll come back into this material world. So, to be conscious of Krishna all the time, we can think that, okay, he's providing us the air to breathe, the water, the rainfall, the water, the fire, everything is provided by Krishna. Just imagine the huge banyan tree. How did it come about? From a seed, right? So that means the whole banyan tree was inside the seed. Unimaginable. Even fruits and flowers, they all sprout from seeds. That means Krishna is the one who gives us a seed and he also fructifies it. See? So if we or even think about a caterpillar, it becomes a beautiful butterfly. How? A beautiful rose is inside a seed. So when we start becoming conscious of even the nature, you see this material nature, then we can appreciate the opulences of Krishna. This shows us how great is Krishna. And for us, it behooves us to appreciate this greatness, you see. So from these verses, we get a hint how great he is. And when we try to understand his greatness and understand how important he is in our lives, then we'll have the attitude of gratitude. Being grateful is very, very important. Because unless we appreciate what is being given to us, imagine right now, all of us, we are able to speak, hear, see, right? Use our whole body, our limbs, our senses. Everything is because of Krishna. Imagine if tomorrow we cannot see, or we cannot hear, or we cannot walk, or we cannot talk. You see, all these benefits are being given to us by the Supreme Lord. So we need to be very grateful every day. Every day. Yes. See, every day. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is information about the whole creation in detail. Like there are many universes, there are many planets, there are many suns, there are many moons, etc. Each universe has only one sun. So the light of the sun is coming from Krishna. It is his spiritual effulgence which is coming from the spiritual world, and it is coming through the sun. And it is the sun that gives us heat and light, and both are necessary for us, right? We both need it. Now, fire. Fire we need for cooking. We need fire even in the factories sometimes, right? And I was explaining moonlight. The moon gives nourishment to the vegetables. You see, if there was no moonshine, the vegetables will have no taste. How can we do without vegetables, right? Everything is coming from Krishna. In chapter 10, we learned Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravartate. Krishna says, everything comes from me, whether it is material world, spiritual world, everything in the creation. You see? So when we hear this from the Bhagavad Gita, we realize Krishna is so merciful. He is actually helping us, especially in the human form of life, helping us with knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, how we can advance in his consciousness. And the first step is appreciation. We appreciate all that Krishna has given. Imagine if we sit down and think, Krishna has given me an abled body. That means all senses are working. He's given me a nice family, a home, probably more than one car, a good job, everything. He's given us air, fire, water, everything he's given us, vegetables and fruits and flowers. You see? So it's important that we appreciate and show our gratitude to the Lord for all that he has provided us, right? And the first step of attitude of gratitude is chanting. Excuse me, when we chant the holy names, we are directly appreciating, we are directly showing our gratitude to Krishna for all that he has given. In the next verse, verse number 13, we understand that Krishna is the cause of all causes. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. How? Because in verse number 13, he tells Arjuna that he enters personally into each planet, into each atom, into the hearts of all living entities as the super soul Paramatma. Have we ever thought, how come the planets are in orbit and they stay in orbit and they don't crash into each other, or they never miss their speed, or they never fall off? How? This all is because Krishna has entered into each and every planet. He's the one who makes sure that they all stay in orbit. It's all because of him. Without his mercy, there's nothing we can do. Again, time to be grateful. It's a good practice if every morning when we wake up, we thank the Supreme Lord for giving us another day, for giving us all the facilities that we have in our lives. And at the end of the day, just before going to bed, we thank Him, show our gratitude to Him for a beautiful day that was given to us by Him. And how? By hearing about Him and by chanting His holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Where maybe in the very next class, I think it's going to be verse number 15 of this chapter, where Krishna will say, Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto. I'm in everyone's heart. How merciful He is. He's accompanying us everywhere. How? In the form of Super Soul, in the form of Lord Vishnu, the four-handed form. He's within our hearts. And because He has entered our hearts, everything is manifested. We learned in chapter 2, difference between body and soul. Once the soul leaves the body is useless. So similarly, with the soul in the body is alive. When the soul is in the body can float. But when there's no soul in the body will sink in the water. Of course, it will float after it decomposes, but this is the difference between body and soul. Right? So, here in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada explains, he gives a nice example that we have a handful of dust, right? If it is held in hand, it stays. But when we throw it, it falls down. Similarly, Krishna is holding everything. Everything He's holding. That means everything is in control of Krishna. He holds the planets in His fist. We saw that in universal form in chapter 11 of the Bhagavad Gita. Everything is within Krishna. Everything and everybody. See? So it's good to be conscious of the fact that the sun shines, the planets move, everything in the creation is going clockwise is because of Krishna. Imagine if Krishna did not hold everything. Everything would be scattered here, there, and everywhere, and there would be chaos. Now, in the verse that I read today, Krishna says that as moon, He provides juice to the vegetables. Imagine if there was no moonshine and the vegetables had no taste, how would we enjoy? We would not enjoy at all. So it is the mercy of Krishna that through moonshine, He provides juice and taste to the vegetables. Need to remember that, you see. It's only when we remember all this, excuse me, only when we remember how important Krishna is in our lives. He is so important. It's because of Him that we are alive in this body, that we are able to move around, see, hear, taste, speak, use our limbs. Very, very important. And the best way is by showing our gratitude to Him for giving us everything. Actually, we are surviving because of Krishna, you see. So, another way to show appreciation is by following his instructions given in the Bhagavad Gita. See, Bhagavad Gita is an owner's manual for human beings, it's for our benefit. If we understand the knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita systematically, contemplate on it, and put it into practice, then and only then we will be able to liberate ourselves from the cycle of birth and death. Now, the last verse for today is number 14, where Krishna says, I am the fire of digestion. How many of us have experienced upset tummy, right? The stomach is upset, and then we become so miserable, you know. It upsets us that the stomach is upset because we've done something wrong. We've either eaten something wrong or we drank water immediately after eating. So, what happens when we eat and we drink water? We kind of, the fire of digestion dies, in the sense it's, what is that word where the fire is, I can't think of the word, but you understand, right? The fire is no more ignited because we have destroyed it by drinking water. That's why in Ayurveda, they very clearly mention to drink water 1 hour before the meal and then 2 hours after the meal, so that there is sufficient time for the fire of digestion to digest all that we have eaten, right? So it's Krishna, when he says, I am the fire of digestion, that means he is helping us in digestion. He is there as the fire. See, he's even there as the air that we breathe, the incoming breath and the outgoing. It is Krishna. He is also the air inside that helps in digestion along with the fire. So both fire and air, both are necessary for digestion. But we don't think about it, right? We just enjoy our meal and then go about our business. We've forgotten. But it's a good practice to be conscious that, first of all, I am preparing this meal so that I can offer it to Krishna. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. With bhakti, with devotion and love, we offer the vegetarian food to him as prescribed in the Bhagavad Gita. Food without onion and garlic. When we offer it, that becomes prasadam. It becomes a blessed food. And that before before eating that prasadam, it's important to be conscious that Krishna is the one who has blessed this food. Now I'm going to partake of it. And he is the one who's going to help in digestion because he is the fire of digestion. Simple. So the idea of not drinking water is not to extinguish the fire. That's the right word, extinguish the fire. Because fire is needed for digestion. Water afterwards, after 2 hours, we can have water. Because by the time the fire would have done the job. And who is doing the job? Krishna, he is the fire of digestion. See, in the Ayurveda, it is stated that when we get hungry, that's the time when the fire of digestion is blazing. That's an indication that, hey, the stomach is saying, I'm ready. Now you can eat. And I'm ready to digest with the mercy of Krishna. That is why no water at that time. You see? So for every activity that we perform during our day, it's very beneficial to be conscious of Krishna. Look at the sun. Of course, we can't see directly, straight at the sun because it's too powerful, too strong. But when we see the sunshine, the thought should be, that's Krishna. When we see the beautiful moon rising, that's Krishna. When we breathe, that's Krishna. He's the one who's helping, who's giving the air, the water, the fire. Everything is being provided by him. And guess what? He doesn't send us a bill every time, every month. We don't get a bill from Krishna saying, hey, you took 20,000 breaths in one day, or, this is the total number of breaths you took in 1 month, or, this much you got to pay for my moonshine giving juice to the vegetable. He doesn't send us any bill. It's all free. So the least we can do is show our appreciation, gratitude, be grateful for all that has been given to us. You see? So when we remember every action that we perform, if we remember Krishna, that helps to change our consciousness. We become spiritualized. You see? We become spiritualized, and then becomes easy to become self-realized. See? So remember, if there is no fire of digestion, the food will not be digested, and we will have no energy in our body. So what's the bottom line? We are enjoying this material life because of Krishna. So we need to thank him. How do we thank him? How do we show gratitude? By following his instructions in the Bhagavad Gita. The very first thing is to understand difference between body and soul. Then important to understand, how does the karma work? Action and reaction. What kind of actions should we perform? Then also understand, what is the position of Krishna? Who is he? Where does he live? What is his address? How to connect with him? Then learn about Bhakti Yoga, how to spiritualize our lives. You see, all these will actually help us. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very nice verse that gives us a formula of gratitude. How to be grateful to Krishna for all that he has given us. And Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. This is how we can show our gratitude. Shravanam, hear, by hearing the Bhagavad Gita, by hearing about Krishna. Then Kirtanam, by chanting the holy names given to us by Krishna himself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This is how we can show our gratitude and follow the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita. And this attitude will help us to progress in life. So as always, I emphasize on the importance of mantra meditation. I'll say the same thing again today, because that is what Krishna emphasizes in the Bhagavad Gita also. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dhrudavritah namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Nitya means always, eternally. Satatam means always. Kirtanam means chanting, always chanting. And that is our only, our only savior in this material world, is to do mantra meditation, which means chant every day. This will help us to purify ourselves completely. And when our senses start getting purified, we will become more and more grateful. So supposing it's our birthday and someone comes and gives us a gift, a present or gift, whatever you may call it, the first thing we do is thank you. We appreciate, we show our gratitude for that gesture. So here Krishna is, showing so many gestures towards us, giving us free air, free water, free fire. You see, everything he's giving to us, free sunshine, moonshine, everything is provided by him, which help us to stay alive. So it's important that we are grateful to Him. And the best way to show our gratitude is to chant the holy names of the Lord. Very, very important. When we chant the holy names of the Lord, yes, thank you, JP. I just noticed your message where you said extinguish. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you so much. So here are some of the links, and towards the end is the mantra that we should chant. Mantra means man means mind, and tra means to free the mind of all anxieties. So I will chant 10 times the mantra which is there in the text. So please chant with me, and if possible, chant every day, because this will help us to soften our hearts, to purify our hearts, and become more and more grateful day after day. So let's chant at least 10 times, and please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you see, it's very, very easy, very simple. So let us start this practice of being conscious of Krishna as much as possible during the day, and show our gratitude by chanting and hearing the Bhagavad Gita. So I am going to stop now. If anyone has any questions or comments, you are very welcome to ask. So